To discuss, I am joined by attorney, Republican strategist, and Turning Point contributor Erin Elmore. Erin and John, a warm welcome to you both. So glad to have you here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Erin, I'll start with you. Of course, we're not seeing a comment from the White House on the Sam Brinton news. And my favorite part of this story is, though, at first he claimed stealing the suitcase was an accident, even though he never checked a bag in the first place. And second, he stole a Vera Bradley bag. This is not necessarily the bag, but this is a pattern you might see on a Vera Bradley bag. Any female knows these are not the most subtle designs, not a classic plain black suitcase that you might mistake for your own. I mean, how dumb do they think we are?
Well, I think they absolutely believe that they can get away with anything. But we have a White House and an administration and a liberal culture that believes if we hire based on platitudes and pronouns, they can do whatever they want. It's no longer about the content of our character. It's about whether we're transgender, the color of our skin. And we're no longer looking at people's resumes or curriculum vitae or what they've published. We're just looking whether or not they check a box to fit a certain narrative. And that's why people are so unqualified. And sadly, we're also seeing this happen with pilots. We're seeing this happen with doctors and in law schools. And what we're going to have is a society of people who are not truly qualified to do their jobs. And we see now that this gentleman, Sam Brinton, is engaging in some questionable behavior. And I think this questionable behavior occurred at the airport as well. He apparently took the luggage tag off of this bag at the carousel and then briskly walked away. And now he's charged, as you indicated, with a felony. So this is serious stuff and should be dealt with accordingly. And hopefully the White House will do some better hiring.
John, I can't help but think how times have changed. I guess the Biden administration did succeed in making history. You've got the first non-binary federal official to be charged with felony theft here, and then the first woman vice president who hasn't accomplished anything in 2 years. What's happening with fashion brand Balenciaga. They're putting these children in pornographic scenery with this bondage style attire, and they're in hot water about it, as they should be. But how have we come to a point in America where some people think that this is okay?
Perversion of values. And this is what the left has been pushing for a while. And maybe this Balenciaga scandal is going to have people realize that the left does encourage pedophilia. We've seen in California all of these convicted pedophiles being let out of jail. And what they're doing here in this Balenciaga ad is they are really harming minor children. And these parents, by the way, weren't just random parents of models. They were other Balenciaga employees who are now running cover for the whole operation. And as a mother, this makes me completely sick. All we want in life is to protect our children. We just worry about things like critical race theory at school. We never think it's going to get this bad. And now we've just really crossed the line from bad to worse. And every day I say parents can no longer be passive. We have to be vigilant and read what our children are reading. Look at their laptops and iPads. Pay attention to every single thing, because people do not have our children's best interest at heart. It used to be about reading, writing, arithmetic, and Sesame Street was a safe place. Now there are no safe places for our children.
I want to ask you both about this and get a response from both of you. The Senate today, they passed legislation to mandate federal recognition for same-sex marriages. It passed 61 to 36. It now heads back to the House, where it's expected to easily pass, and it'll go to Biden's desk. On its face, people say, who cares? Let people get married if they want to, and that would be fine. Except this bill opens up religious groups. It opens up organizations and individuals to lawsuits, or worse, if they practice their beliefs or they don't accommodate LGBT marriage. So, Erin, I'll start with you. I mean, it's really turned into infringement on the First Amendment and religious rights. What's your take on this?
My concern that this law is going to be bastardized, because now people that have not supported it, and by the way, the American people, left, right, and center, support gay marriage. And I think conservatives need to really get on board with stopping with the social issues and really moving on to the core issues in our society. But if this is going to open people up to lawsuits, that could be a problem, and perhaps we can push in the House, getting rid of that sort of loophole. But everyone does have the right to be married. And you talked earlier, by the way, about cancel culture. There's something very different between canceling and condemnation. I condemn Kanye West. I condemn Balenciaga, but I want the American people in the court of a public opinion to weigh in on all of this. And I do believe, back to the marriage, I do believe that we should all be able, as long as we're consenting adults, to be married, but we shouldn't be penalized for our views in terms of other aspects of that law, whether they're religious or otherwise.
Yeah, it's funny how the left wants to say that cancel culture doesn't exist, except when they want to accuse the right of canceling someone or something.
And one more thing.
Yes.
I just wanted to let John know that I got my sweatshirt from his dating website that says "Dump your liberal boyfriend," and I'm going to be wearing it. And For all the single girls out there, I'm going to be wearing that and encouraging them to get on your website and find themselves a nice conservative man, because conservative men are more successful, classier. They pick up a bill, they open a door. So girls, dump your liberal boyfriend now.
And John, will definitely be having you back on very soon to talk about the right stuff. Very curious about how that's doing. Erin Elmore, John McEntee, so great to see you both, my friends. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.